everyone! So today I filmed this very grungy, cool tone look. Turned out a lot more middle school me than I was going for. I tried to throw in a lot of information in this video. I really wanted to educate, so I feel like I got a good mix of my personality and my actual teaching skills, and I feel like I'm getting better at that. I really don't know. I say let me know, but nobody ever comments. I'm not bitter at all. Enjoy the video. Okay, for this look, I'm going to be starting out with my eyes already primed with concealer and then set with the powder just to make blending easier later on. And I do already have one eye kind of done, halfway done, because I wanted to know what I was going to be doing before I actually did it. Today, I am going to be using the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette. It's an all matte neutral palette, and I'm going to be working with the cool tones today. For my transition color, I'm actually going to be taking the bronzer I'm going to be using today. This is a completely matte bronzer. There's no shimmer or sheen to it. It's just a nice neutral tone. And then going in with a color like this as our transition color when working with cool tones, it's going to help with bringing life to the eyes so that it's not just gray, and it'll help it not look so bruised or deadly, sickly, that sort of thing. So I am going to be taking that on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to be placing this more in a rounded shape. I'm just going to be stamping the color onto my outer corner where I want the most product, and then I'm lightly going to feather out, and I'm holding the brush at the very bottom of the handle so that I don't have a lot of control, but what it's actually going to do is help me have a lighter touch, and it's going to blow the color out and diffuse it without any harsh lines. Now I do want to address, in this palette, there is a shade very similar to the bronzer I'm using. The reason I'm not reaching for that is because this bronzer is meant to be very sheer for your face. It's not meant to be very pigmented or impactful, whereas this is an eyeshadow, so it would be very pigmented right off the bat, and that's not what I want. I'm really looking to build my colors up today. Then on a small natural hair brush, I'm picking up the gray in the palette. I'm just going to place it lower on a more controlled brush so that when I go in with my deeper cool tones, I'm gonna have an easier time blending it into the warmer shadow. Then picking up a small blending brush, I'm going in with the cool tone deep brown. It's a very interesting color, and I'm gonna place that on my outer corner, and I'm really packing it on. For me, it helps to look directly into the mirror so I can see where the color placement is going. Because my eyes are hooded, the shadow does not look the same when my eyes are relaxed. So I just like to place the product down, kind of look at myself, figure out where I need to place a product or blend to make it look flattering and match the other side. As you can see, when my eyes are relaxed, the hood of my eye covers the shadow, so I do just want to take it, again looking directly in my mirror, lightly place the product right there. It doesn't look good when I lift my eye, but at least now I know where to place the product and where I'm going to be blending whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow. It doesn't matter what look I'm going for. I'm always looking at a small mirror, back at a big mirror, because realistically you're not going to be going like this all day. I don't even know if you'll do that once in your day once you're done with your makeup. I'll occasionally turn the brush sideways to help blend it up a little bit, tap into a little more of that gray, feather the edges ever so slightly. I'm then going to dip into the black with the same blending brush and place that on my outer corner once again, but I'm keeping it more controlled. Then I'm going to pick up a flat brush, and I'm going to pick up this off-white shade, and I'm going to press that onto my lid. Picking up a small dense brush, I'm going to run the end on the liner and then run that along my lash line to add some depth, and then I'll just take the pencil itself and go really tight against my lashes, and then I'll take the end of the brush again and just help smoke it out. And I'm not creating a wing or anything. Using the same light shadow, I'm going to pick it up and highlight my brow bone with it, and this is also going to help clean up any unwanted shadow that maybe wasn't blended or blended too high. Now is the time to fix that. Before I do anything else to the eyes, I am going to zoom you guys out, and I'm going to do my base on camera. Then I'll finish up the eyes once everything is laid down, and we'll be done and I'll be happy. For my base, I'm starting out with concealer before I go in with my foundation, and I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and you know, it does not really matter what I'm doing. Okay, now that my concealer is applied, I'm going to be taking the MAC Face and Body Foundation. I love that sound. It's a very thin foundation. The number one ingredient in this is water. How I like to work with this foundation is I'll apply literally a C shape on my brush and I'll stamp it on both sides, sort of buff it in as if I were using a beauty blender. So the reason I am going in with a lighter coverage foundation, other than that I'm not going anywhere, is when I'm working with cool tones, it can really easily make you look sick. So when I go in with more sheer coverage, you are going to see more of my skin. You're going to see more of my redness, my imperfections, my flaws. It just helps me look more alive, not so deadly. If I went in with more coverage, sure, I can make myself more tan. I can totally balance it out. That's just something to keep in mind. You can totally make it work. You don't have to go in with light coverage, but for me, I find that it's quicker. As I always do, I just went in with a little bit of cream bronzer. I'm only going to go in with a little bit of powder today, but I'm going to be using the Becca Hydramist powder. Now this powder is very weird. It's really cool in the way that it works, but it's very unique. When you apply this powder, it feels like you're applying water to your powder. It feels like you're applying water to your face. That's what I meant to say. When I first got it, when I first started trying it out, I was scared that I was disrupting my base because it's genuinely what it feels like. You know, when you get a little bit of water or maybe some sort of liquid substance on an already powdered face, it just feels wrong. It feels like you're disrupting it, and that's how it feels with this, because it feels like you're applying powder, but it's cooling and it literally feels like you're applying water. Now I love it, now that I know my base isn't getting disrupted. So the original has a peachy tint to it, and they just came out with a new shade, Golden Bronze, which is going to be better for people with a darker complexion. This says that the powder is formulated with 50% water and glycerin, so that's what creates the cooling effect. It should be available on all online retailers, and then I'm not sure if it's in stores yet because it just says coming into stores in March. In addition to the powder, I was also sent this Becca Kabuki brush, both complimentary. I'll just show you guys. I really like this for applying the powder to the rest of my face. I just like to dip it in once, kind of tap off the excess. My fan's going in here, so I'm kind of wasting a lot of product. Get it in there. Okay, and then I'll just stamp it lightly onto the rest of my face. And then I'm good to go. My face is set. The brush is really big and soft, so it gets a large area, but because of how soft it is, it doesn't disrupt my foundation. But yeah, there's my little review for you guys. And then for bronzer, I'm gonna take the bronzer that I used for my transition color. But yeah, I just like to warm up the face when using cool tones. It doesn't have to be like gold or anything. Like my other bronzer has a gold shift to it, and that's not necessary. In fact, I don't even think that would be flattering, but just something so that you look like you go outside and you're not dead. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I truly don't. This could go either way, but I am gonna contour just a little bit because been eating too much lately. I would strongly recommend using blush when doing a look like this, because again, just the same idea that we really want to bring life back into our face. I'm going to keep the blush pretty controlled today. I'm going to go in a mix between these two shades. They're a little bit more mauve, so they'll probably complement the eye better, but what do I know? I'm just kind of stamping it on. A little bit too much, but it's new when it comes to blush. It's a lot too much. Okay. When I do something like that, I'll either pick up my sponge or my brush, or honestly probably both, and I'll just tap over it, and if I powder it, I'll sort of buff it in, but I didn't put a lot of powder on, so I don't want to do that. So I'll just take my sponge and tap over it. If you still feel like that's not doing enough though, what you can do is take a foundation powder and dip in with your sponge and tap over it. For highlighter, okay, I just sprayed my face. I just felt like I needed it. I'm gonna dip into the Tarte Pro Glow palette. I use that contour shade, but I'm gonna go in with the shade Stunner and Strobe. I'm gonna mix those two. These are very metallic highlighters, which I'm not really a fan of. I also don't go in with cool tones every day, so We're gonna change it up. Today's the day. Yeah, I don't really like it. And then I have something right here. So, just kind of throwing it off a bit. I'm gonna go back in with the eyes now. I'm not gonna zoom you in because I don't really feel like there's a need to. I'm gonna take this small hourglass eyeliner, pencil liner in the shade Meteorite. It's sort of a deep gray. Bought it on accident. Like I bought the wrong, I don't know if I bought the wrong shade or they sent me the wrong shade, but I never exchanged it. So it is what it is. It's very small, and I'm gonna line my lower waterline with this. Oh, praying my eyes don't water. They already are. And I'm gonna get it just a little bit at the root of my lower lash line. Use my finger. Oh God, my eyes are watering. Use my finger to sort of smudge it out. I just want to get this over with at this point. I'm gonna take the bronzer once more and smoke out the lash line. The reason I'm not going in with any cool tones is if I go in with too many cool tones on my lower lash line, it's gonna look like I have dark circles, and that would defeat the purpose of everything I just did. Then I'm gonna go in with the chocolate brown, that same Anastasia brush, and hug that very tight against my lower lash line just to further blend it and set that eyeliner. I don't want this look to be a harsh black smoky eye. That's why I'm not setting it with black. That's why I'm not going in with the black liner on my lower waterline. Other than mascara, we're at the point where we gotta highlight the inner corners because that just really helps open up the eyes, and it's just a necessity for me. So we have two, well, we don't have, for me, I'm thinking of two different options. I'm gonna do one side using the highlighter and another using the matte so that you can see what you prefer. And honestly, me too. I'm taking a matte white shade just from this palette. I'm packing that on my inner corner, my tear duct. I don't know. I'm really bad with names. Okay, time to shut up. Should I go in with a mix of the highlighters? Should I go in with one? I'm gonna go in with Stunner. It's definitely a touch too dark for me. I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, that's the one for me. I don't know about you, but I just love shimmer, so I'm gonna go in to the other side with that. Okay, I'm gonna throw on mascara, and I'm not gonna do lashes. Back with mascara, and all we have left is lips. So, if you've seen my videos before, you might have noticed that I tend to gravitate more towards glosses and light nude lipsticks, but to keep up with the theme, I am gonna go in with a liquid lipstick. This is still nude, but I usually go for something more pinky, and this is a little bit more Kylie Jenner-esque, but I just feel like it'll complement the look. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips using the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk, iconic, and probably not gonna go well. I also have no lips, something to take into account. And then I'm gonna go in with Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin. I've had this for 5 years now. I need to throw it away. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that either. Hey, yeah, this lipstick is so old. My lips look really dry and disgusting. It's not the product's fault. It is. It's not. Like, this is expired and dried out and absolutely crusty. It's not like this when you purchase it. Just want to point that out. But I'm disgusting, and I'm going to continue to use it. It's fine. I don't even wear liquid lipsticks, so I don't care. But this is the finished look, and it's very grungy, and it reminds me of when I was in middle school, but better. Well, maybe not, judging off of this lipstick. I don't hate how I look. I hope I entertained you if you made it this far. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment, even though nobody ever does. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.